Welcome back. This is another installment of 19 Days of Healthing Yourself, and we have spoken to what we should not eat, and that's going to be high sugar, high carbohydrate, like breads, pastas, cereals type of diet. So that begs the question, what do we eat? Well, I'm going to tell you, you need to eat what you want to burn. So for a lot of folks, that's going to be an increase in their fat intake as it's found in nature, not the trans or the altered types of fats or the inflammatory like seed oils that have to go through a lot of processing. But we'll only do that if the sugar and the high carbs are out of the diet, because if you combine those two, that's like worst case scenario. All right, so we want to eat more of what we want to burn. And we also want to eat what sustains us, and that's going to be good, high-quality protein. So that covers our essential, meaning we have to get them from the diet, macronutrients, the fat and the protein. And it's interesting that carbohydrates are not an essential macronutrient. So if you're the kind of rip the Band-Aid off kind of person and really want to hit things hard during this 19 days, I would, and this is how I currently eat, is I would predominantly be eating good high quality protein that is accompanied with some good natural fat. That can be bacon and eggs. That can be maybe a piece of salmon with an avocado. But I'm going to attach and it'll be available through the blog post, so you've got to check this out, a comprehensive shopping list instead of going through all the different foods. And, there's a spectrum. You can eat, if you are coming from the standard American diet, then yes, partake of everything on the list. But if you're really wanting to rein it in even more, then stick with mainly the good quality proteins and the natural fats. Okay, so what's important, we're going to be eating, when you eat this way, it's pretty much just, food as it's found in nature versus packaged food. But every now and then you're going to use something that has a label on it. So I want give you a heads up on how to kind of analyze that. And we're going to use Pop-Tart pastries as an example. And so what I want you to do when you are looking at, is this product going to be good for me? Okay, I want you to first look at the ingredients. Okay, it should be a really short list. That is not a short list. And you should be able to understand most of the words. And then another thing, you've got to be savvy, because folks try to trick you to think that, oh, there's not a lot of sugar in here. They won't just say sugar. It'll be things like, it could be corn syrup. Could be, well, any word that ends in OSE. So if you go through and there's probably 10 different words, can't see it because I don't have my glasses on, and you add all those together, then sugar's going to be the main ingredient. And they list the ingredients by what's most in the product. Like the first ingredient is what's found most in the product. But again, they're tricking us because they got sugar, 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 sugar. Add that together, sugar's going to be the top one. All right, so that's what you look at first. Second, you look at what the serving size is. Okay, with this is one pastry. All right, now with something like salad dressing, it could be 1 teaspoon. So you've got to pay attention to that. And then all I care about at that point is how many carbohydrates are in the product. And this has 37 grams of carbohydrates in one pastry. Now, if you want to shift from a sugar burner to a fat burner, you've got to get your net carb intake below 30. That's what I recommend, especially during this 19 days. And, that's going to be easy to do because, if you're eating the vegetables or, whatever carbohydrates that you eat, they should be those above ground salad type vegetables. All right, so then you look at so we're looking at the carbohydrates. Yeah, I mean, that just blows you out of the water right there. One pastry has already got the 30. But there is something that you go down and you look at the fiber grams. Well, fiber is a carbohydrate, or it's figured in, and it's undigestible. So you can subtract out the fiber. So that brings that down to 36. It only has 1 gram of fiber. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit better example. And this is for folks, and I don't eat these, but my husband does. He doesn't have, I have, huge issues with hypoglycemia and things like that. But this is a great alternative to something like that. And it, you know, just depends on where you are with this. And you can find them at Trader Joe's. But all right, so you look at, what did I say first? You look at the ingredient list. Okay, little bit shorter. There is some sugar in it, but still, you know, it's certainly better than the Pop-Tart box. Then you look at the serving size. It's going to be one of these bars. And then you look at the carbohydrates, and they're 14 in one. And then you look at the fiber, and there's 7 grams. So you subtract the 7, and that gives you 7 net carbs that you would add in. You know, but you don't really have to, if, you know, the above ground vegetables, you really don't have to count the carbs from that because, you know, their impact on blood sugar is pretty low. But just, you know, foods like this, definitely pay attention to that. So, you know, for folks that are at this kind of stage of the game, that's a good alternative. And then this is just another example. These are at Trader Joe's as well. They're crunchy okra something or others. And you got to be careful with these because most places have them coated with sugar. But this has one bag. The whole bag is the serving size. And the ingredient list, okra, rice bran oil, salt. And then carbohydrates are 19. And the dietary fiber is 11. So that's going to be 8 total carbs in that whole bag. That, you know, that's a lot of food. Okay, so check out the list that I have. So I'm going to have a shopping list. And yeah, so just let me know if you have any questions, and especially about reading the labels. So one last thing, I kind of mentioned the salad dressings. So if you look at a label and it's only 1 teaspoon and there's maybe 4 grams of carbs in that teaspoon or in that serving, and you're thinking, oh, that's not so bad. But if it's 1 teaspoon and you're going to do like 6 teaspoons on something, that really adds up. Okay, so be careful with that, and I'll check it in with you tomorrow. I so appreciate you. Check the blog post out. These are great resources. Share them. Bye.